Okay, hi guys, it's Gina again from Day One Media, and today we're gonna talk about how can you be more spontaneous on stage or on camera. This is a topic that a lot of students like me wish to know about, especially with everything being online, and also for those who want to grow their careers online and who also want to be more engaging to their audience. So this is a very brought up question when it comes to presenting. Ayun nga, from someone who's presented more than 10 times before on stages, on platforms, on with relatively big audiences, audiences ranging from 50 to 100 people. So ayun, coming from someone who has been able to talk to a lot of people in the past and who's been able to talk as spontaneously as possible and hopefully as engaging. I'm hoping that I was able to engage the viewers during my time speaking. One of the tips, especially now when talking to camera, because talking to a camera is very different. Talking to a camera, for me, I believe it's not as easy as it is to talk to a crowd of hundreds. Why is that? Well, it feels a lot less personal. It feels like, it doesn't feel like you're talking to a person. Kasi nga, syempre, when we tend to talk, we talk one-on-one, we tend to look at the viewer, we tend to think of someone, parang we tend to jive our thoughts with someone else, parang to look into their eyes and then say, "Uy pre, hi, I'm Gino. This is what I think about this topic," and so on and so forth. So that's the idea, diba? When we talk to someone, it's usually one-on-one, it's usually intimate and personal, and if we talk to an audience, we're trying to captivate the audience, we're trying to see what makes them tick, and we're trying to, of course, get our message across. May onting pressure na rin from the audience, looking straight to our eyes and to our souls, and trying to understand what we're trying to convey to them, what our message is. And so, that's the thing. That's the pressure. I know a lot of you guys who are watching this right now are pressured to speak, especially when it comes to presentations, especially when it comes to pitches and whatnot, diba? So it's a lot of work to convince yourself na hindi mahiya in front of cameras. For me, siguro, one thing is practice. Number two, this is a technique that I very recently learned. Kasi nga, di ba sinabi ko, I tend to speak better in front of people. I tend to speak better in front of a person. Parang nawawala ng onti yung hiya ko in a sense because I know who I'm talking to. I know how I can bring out my message more coherently towards my audience. So that's the thing. With online, you don't have that. So one thing I think that has made me a little bit that has made me challenge in terms of speaking to an online audience is talking to a camera. When you're talking to a camera, you're not really talking to a person. You're talking to a lens. You're talking to like a big eye, and that's it. You don't see any facial expressions. You don't see any feedback. You don't see any person, and that's a big block for all of us, I guess. But beyond that, all I can hear is myself. And all I can hear is myself judging myself based on what I'm talking about, based on what I'm saying. So, yun yung parang naging block sa akin na if I hear myself, I keep hearing myself, I become super duper conscious of what I say and what I do, especially in front of a camera. So, I think one of my personal rules is I no longer look at myself when talking to a camera, and I no longer listen to myself, especially when I'm trying to be as spontaneous as possible. I no longer try to listen myself. I just try to keep the conversation going, flowing. I try to come up with a longer storyline with something that has a connection to my previous points, and I try to bring the conversation forward. Kahit na medyo, parang diba nga sa Omegle, parang mabigat or whatever, or when it comes to talking to someone online, parang you need to carry the conversation, and that's how it is when it comes to content creation, especially online, especially when you're talking to a camera. So yun. I hope guys I helped you in today's video. This is quite a very simple video focusing on how are you able to convey yourself more, especially in the online world. So yun talaga. try to be a little less self-conscious. Try to bring out the conversation, the topic more. And of course, just have fun with it and just say what you want to say. Because I think a lot of us Filipinos, in particular, are restrained with what we want to say, especially in front of an audience. It has to be calculated. It has to be something that's thought of before. Pero I'm here to say na, in the past couple of videos that I've been uploading, it doesn't really have to be that way. It can be free-flowing, what you want to say. It doesn't necessarily have to be fully thought out of. So it really boils down to carrying a conversation and not thinking about yourself too much, not thinking about what you're saying too much. So, yun, I hope I helped you guys, especially those who are just trying to start out. Just, wag lang masyadong self-conscious. A little secret. Right now, one thing to help avoid self-consciousness, I'm listening to music right now. I'm trying to drown myself out of my personal biases, my personal thoughts, my personal judgments. So yun, parang listening to music right now might actually help you guys. Parang sa King's Speech, I love that movie. Ma'am Hannah referred it to me, and so far it's been helpful, I guess, in this particular So yun, parang I shared you guys one of my secrets na right now, when speaking spontaneously, I'm just listening to music and then I'm letting it drown out my thoughts. Yun, that's it, Pansit. Thanks for listening, guys. This has been Gino of Day One Media. I hope you enjoyed today's topic, and I hope you listen in for more future videos. Thanks, guys. See ya. Now, what is that, you might ask? It's painting your own graphics card, in our case, a GTX 1060 OC edition. We'll try to see if it has any semblance of working or if the water is leaking.